Awesome. So we'll start off seated today as normal. And just starting to do a body scan when we sit down. So with your sit bones maybe on the earth, perhaps if you want, you can always grab a block or a pillow to sit and have it underneath your hips so that they sit a bit higher than your knees. If you find that this is uncomfortable or find a seated position that works best for you. And just taking a moment here to drop down into your body, away from all the distractions, everything else, and grounding into what feels important right now. Your breath, your body, how it feels, how your heart, if your heart is racing, taking a moment to notice that and grounding into that, grounding into how you feel. So at first, noticing your feet, your calves, your thighs, your hamstrings, noticing how they feel. Does it feel tight? Are you feeling loose and relaxed today? And then sending a deep breath into your hips, into your legs, breathing all the way down to your feet. And then sighing it out. Then taking stock of how your upper thighs, your hips, your psoas, your glutes, your low back, your bottom of your belly. How is that feeling today? Are you clenching in your belly? Are you taking shallow breaths? Or are you breathing deeply into the bottom of your stomach? Taking a moment to notice if you're tight there. And we'll take a deep breath all the way down into our hips. Into the belly, feel it expand. And then sigh a deep breath out. Lengthening your spine as much as you can here, noticing if you started to slouch forward or backwards. And then taking stock of your chest, noticing if you're hunching your shoulders and draw them down and away. Is there an openness in the front of your pecs, your chest? Is there tightness in your upper back, shoulders? Just taking a notice of it all, and then breathing into your belly and then into your chest as well. So feeling your belly, and then your collarbones expand as you take this deep breath in and sigh it all out through your mouth or nose. And then finally taking stock of your neck and your jaw and your forehead and your eyes, and just taking a moment here to let your jaw just relax, completely relax. Letting the facial muscles just let go. And again, we'll take one final deep breath into the belly. And exhale to sigh it all out. Starting to blink open your eyes. We'll start to roll our shoulders forward and back. And then placing your hands on your knees, starting to curl your spine, looking down in a cat position, but seated. So you're looking down, finding that length in the spine. And then inhale to sweep forward, pulling the chest through, your shoulder blades come together, looking up towards the sky, opening to the front of your chest, and exhaling to sit back into your cat, curling navel to spine, looking down, shoulder blades separate, and inhaling here to come forward. This is a very active movement. So really using your muscles, and exhale to come back. So we'll be doing this a couple more times with the breath. And inhale to come forward. And exhale, sending it back. Now coming to a neutral spine. Inhale to circle the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, twisting over towards the right. Left hand to your right knee. Right hand spirals behind you, looking over your right shoulder. On your inhale, feeling your spine lengthen. And as you exhale, twist a bit deeper, noticing here if you are coming forward or backward, if you're cranking in your neck here, trying to make it so that your shoulder blades are still not close to your ears, they're still down and away. And breathing through your belly and exhaling out your spine. Taking one last cleansing exhale to twist a bit deeper. And then inhaling back to center again, sweeping the arms up to the heavens, and exhale, twisting over towards the left, right hand to left knee, left hand comes behind, and you're looking over your left shoulder. Gently now, it's the beginning of our practice, so this may be a little bit intense, so be gentle with yourself, not forcing anything. Still keeping that length in your neck, so not cranking forward or back, but still imagining that there's that string coming out of the top of your head to keep that length there. And using the leverage of your hands to help you twist deeper on your exhale. And then on your inhale, coming back to center, reaching the arms up towards the sky and clasping them together. So letting your arms clasp together, flicking your hands so that your palms are going to be facing up towards the ceiling. And then exhale to open through the chest. So really opening here, feeling your shoulder blades pull together. And exhale to push your hands forward, opening the opposite way. So your shoulder blades separate, looking down. Inhaling one more time to reach up towards the sky. Reach, 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 feel your side body stretch, really looking up to your hands, and exhale, curling the spine. Hands come out in front of you. And then from here, placing your hands on your knees and clasping them behind you. So from here, clasping them behind you, we're going to lean forward. Leaning forward, finding a kind of opening in your low back as much as you can, letting your hands fall forward if you can. And breathing deeply here. Into the belly. On your next inhale, we'll slowly drop our hands to your low back. Walk them towards your knees and using your hands on your knees to push yourself back up into the seated position. From here, coming forward onto all fours, uncrossing those legs, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and we'll start to do a couple circles here just in the direction of your choice. Circles or figure eights with your hips opening those joints, maybe doing a bit of a cat-cow here, just moving intuitively with your breath and then changing direction. Just moving intuitively with how you feel. And from here, we're going to find our static position in our tabletop. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the right arm, extend it up, and extend the left leg back. So extending, using your core here. And as you exhale, bringing your elbow to your knee. Inhaling to extend, extending the right arm, left leg. Flexing, using your core and glutes, and exhaling to bring your knee to your elbow. Curling that spine. Inhaling again, extending your arm and leg. And exhale, use your core, bring elbow to knee, curl that spine, and then exhale to drop it down again, all the way onto all fours, back into your tabletop. And again, we'll draw some circles in one way with the hips, and then draw the circles in the opposite direction. Now we'll do the opposite leg and arm. So keeping your right hand static, your left knee into the mat, extending your left hand and your right leg behind you, extending here, using your core, and as you exhale, bringing your knee to elbow. Inhaling again, reaching with both your arm and leg, using that core, and exhale, curling the spine, knee to elbow. 2 more times, inhaling to extend, reach in both directions, really reaching here, and exhale, bring knee to elbow. 1 last time, reaching both directions, inhaling here, and as you exhale, bringing the knee knee to elbow, curling that spine, and then dropping both the knees and hands down, walking the hands forward a bit, and then coming down to your forearms into our puppy posture. So in the puppy posture, really letting your hips sink down and away so that you can find an opening in your lats, the sides of your upper back, your shoulder, finding that opening. And if you are so inclined, you can, in your puppy posture, reach one arm, so reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling and twist over towards the right, finding that extra twist. Trying to keep your hips square to the front of the room, not letting one jut out further than the rest. And then switching arms, so extending your left arm up to the ceiling, twisting over towards the left. Opening through your torso here. Breathing deeply. And exhaling to drop your left hand down and sinking your hips even deeper into your puppy posture, maybe letting your head come all the way down onto the mat. Noticing how this feels. Breathing into the belly. And breathing out. From here, from your puppy posture now, we're going to really make sure our hands are clenched into the mat, firmly placed. And from here, we're going to tuck our toes under, so now we're ready, and send our hips back into our first downward dog. So maybe raising your forearms off the mat and then coming right back into your downward dog here. Starting to pedal out your dog. Feeling it out. Noticing how you feel. Opposite heels coming down to the mat. All 5 fingers flat against your mat. And then while you're walking your dog, on your next time that you let your left heel come down to the mat, just keep it there. Keep your left heel on the mat and with your right knee bent. And from here, we're going to reach our left hand back, grabbing the right ankle, holding for 3, 2, 1, reaching the hand back, and then doing the opposite side. So bending into your left knee, right heel comes to the mat, and reaching with your right hand to your left ankle for 3, 2, 1, reaching the right hand back, and then walking the dog a bit more. Finding stillness here, we'll inhale, look up, bend their knees, and step or hop our way to the top of the mat. Inhaling to halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, rain it down. Inhaling to reach all the way up to the sky, root to rise, and exhale, hands down to heart center. From here, centering, really clenching your toes into the mat, feeling it out. And again, we'll inhale to circle the arms up towards the sky from our reaching up position. As we exhale, twisting over towards the right. So reaching right arm back, left hand towards the front of the room. Twisting here. Inhaling to come back, centered, arms reach up to the sky. And exhale, twisting over towards the left. Right arm forward, left arm back. Opening through the chest. 2 more times. Inhaling to come forward, arms reach up. And exhale, twisting over towards the right. Right arm comes back, left arm to the front of the room. Inhaling 1 more time, all the way up, and exhale to twist over towards the left. Left arm comes back. From here, what we're gonna do is bring the hands into prayer, still twisted over towards the left. And then with our weight in our heels, sit back into our chair pose, twisted over towards the left, bringing your right elbow to left knee. From here, using your core, engaging through your glutes, all the way to be in your hips. You should be able to see your toes, looking over towards the left. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to step back our right foot behind us, keeping our prayer hands twisted over towards the left. Now we're in a crescent lunge with a side twist. Breathing here. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to rise up and extend the arms out towards the side. Right arm forward, left arm back, like we did before, but now in our crescent lunge. Inhaling here. And as you exhale, coming into warrior 2, so pivoting on the back foot, arms reach out to either side, bending into that front knee, looking forward into your front hand. Inhaling here. As you exhale, exalt your warrior, bringing the right arm back. Maybe looking up towards that right hand. And as you exhale, coming back into your warrior 2, straightening this front leg. And then we're going to, as we inhale, lengthen and lean forward, sending this right hip back. And as you exhale, dropping the left hand down, right arm reaches up towards the sky, Trikonasana. And all we're trying to do here mostly is trying to stack our hips. So stack our shoulders, your right shoulder on top of the left. Breathing deeply. And on your next inhale, cartwheeling the arms back up, keeping this front knee bent, straight. We're going to pivot on the back foot so that our right foot is facing forward. Clasping the hands at our hips, like so, leaning forward, coming into pyramid posture. And you can stay here, or if you want, you can bring your right hand down to the floor or a block if you have one, and twist over towards the left, reaching the left arm up towards the sky, coming into a reverse triangle, reverse Trikonasana. Breathing here. And as you exhale, dropping the left hand down beside the right, pivoting on both your feet. So now you're in a wide-legged stance. Now you're in a forward fold with wide legs. And from here, we're going to place the left hand down the center of the mat between your legs. And inhale to reach the right arm up towards the sky, twisting over towards the right. Exhale to switch hands, twisting over towards the left. Left arm reaches up and over, feeling the opening in your chest. And exhale to switch hands. The left hand comes down, right arm reaches up towards the sky. Breathing deeply. Exhaling to bring the right hand down. Inhaling to sweep the left hand over towards the side. Breathing deep. Exhaling to drop the left hand down, bending into your knees here. And place our hands on our hips and rise all the way back up to a wide-legged stance. From here, you may want to face it so that your heels are in and your toes are facing out. We're going to bend into our knees slightly and start to lean forward, using your core and using your toes. So we're really going to be focused here on using our toes. So we start to lean forward and then slowly lifting your heels so that you're using your toes to lean forward. Keeping a length in your neck, you may want to keep your hands at your hips or cactus your arms out to either side. So up to you. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands down to your hips, slowly lowering your heels, rising up, pivoting both your feet so now they're facing forward, bending into this front knee, dropping your hands, and stepping back into a plank position. As you exhale, bending the elbows, chaturanga, inhaling to an upward facing dog, and exhale, sending the hips back, downward facing dog. From here, walking at your dog if you feel like it, or you can rest in a child's pose for a moment if that feels better. Holding this posture now, whether it's your child pose or your down dog, for 3, 2, 1, and looking forward, bending your knees and stepping or hopping your way to the top of your mat. Inhale into a halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, fold it down. Inhaling, root to rise, reaching the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, hands down in prayer. From this prayer, we'll send our hips back again into our chair pose, sending them back as far as you can, clenching with your toes, but keeping your weight in your heels. From here, hands in prayer, twisting over towards the right, left elbow comes to your right knee, using the leverage of your hands to try to get your two hands to come to the center of your chest. Breathing deeply here. Holding for 3, 2, 1. And then now we're going to lift the left foot off the mat, step it back into a crescent lunge, but with the twist. Breathing into this. Noticing if there's any thoughts that come up of, resistance to the posture. As much as you can, using your core here, not cranking in the neck, trying to keep that alignment of the spine. And on your next inhale, rising up, arms reach out to either side. In your twist double with arms reaching out. Inhaling here. And exhale, drop the shoulders down if they're up by your ears. Inhaling deeply, and as you exhale, cartwheeling the arms coming out to the sides, pivoting on the back foot, coming into your warrior two. So bending into that right knee, looking forward towards your right hand. And as you inhale, drop the shoulders down and away. As you exhale, send it back into an exalted warrior. Right arm reaches up and behind, left hand comes to your left thigh. Reaching deep here. And as you inhale again, coming back into your warrior two and then straightening this front leg. Inhaling to reach forward with your right hand, dropping the right hand down, and then left arm reaches up towards the sky, Trikonasana on the opposite side. Again, trying to keep it so that your shoulders are stacking on top of one another. The goal of this posture is not to get your hand to the floor, but open through the chest. Holding it for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling to come all the way back up. Hands can come to your hips, pivoting on the back foot so it's facing forward now, kind of to the top left of your mat. Placing hands on hips, the front knee is still straight. Inhaling to lengthen. And from here, you may want to clasp your arms behind you. As you exhale, fold forward. Fold into your pyramid posture. And you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can bring your left hand down to the mat or a block and reach the right arm up and over towards the right to find a bit of a twist here in your revolved triangle. Breathing deep. And as you exhale, dropping the right hand down if it's up, so both hands come down to the mat. And then again, we'll pivot on both feet, so we're facing the side of the room in a forward fold. This time, walking our hands forward and letting our hips just sink back. So we're coming into a wide-legged downward dog. All of the weight should be in our hips, but our hands are extended in front of us beyond the mat. Breathing deeply. From here, hands walk back to center, bending into your knees, hands come to the hips, rise all the way up, pivot on both feet, bending into the front knee, dropping hands to either in front or either side of the front foot, stepping the right foot back, bending into your elbows, chaturanga, inhaling, upward facing dog, then exhale into your child's pose. Send it back. Let yourself relax here in the child's pose. We did quite a bit of work there. Breathing deeply. Whether you're in your wide-legged child's pose or your closed-legged child's pose, just taking stock, how you feel. And when you're ready, using your hands to push yourself up into this tabletop position. From your tabletop, extending your left leg out to the side, your toes facing forward, walking your hands over towards the right beside your right knee, reaching the left arm up and over towards the right, coming into a gate posture. Opening through the hips here. Breathing deeply. And as you exhale, dropping the left hand down, walking your hands forward, coming down onto your forearms, starting to rock up and down. So forward and back, opening through that left hip, the inside of that left thigh as you do this. Breathing deeply. And then pushing your hands all the way up, coming up so that you are not on your hands anymore, placing it so your hands are on your hips, and then with the left hand on the left hip, reach the right arm up and over towards the left. You may want to slide, I'll move so you can see, you may want to slide your left hand all the way down your left leg, coming into the opposite gate pose. Reaching with that hand, really putting some effort into the reach here, finding that side body bend on the right side. Inhaling as you exhale again, dropping the hands down and stepping the left knee in and extending the right foot out towards the side. From here, walking your hands over towards the left hand grounds beside your left knee, reaching the right arm up and over towards the left. Open those hips, open through your chest. Inhale here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, dropping the hands down, coming onto your forearms, and again, rocking front and back, opening through that right hip. Feeling into this, noticing how your inside of your hips feels. And then coming back up, pushing up into this upright position. And then again, placing your hands on your hips, reaching the right arm up, so the left arm up towards the sky. As you bend over towards the right, sliding the right arm over towards the right, opening to this right hip, sorry, left hip, as you bend over towards the right. Breathing deeply. Looking up towards your left hand if you want. And then as you exhale, dropping the left hand down, tucking that right knee into your tabletop position. And then again, we'll send our hips back. Forearms come back down to the mat, again into your puppy posture. Noticing how it feels now. Do you feel a bit looser, a bit more open? Just taking stock of how you feel. From here again, we're going to send our hips back into that downward dog. So you may want to lift your forearms off the mat, but keeping your hands there. Sending your hips up and back, tucking the toes into that downward dog. Bring the heel into the mat, the left heel into the mat. Extend the right leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, come forward, bringing the right knee to right wrist, settling into your pigeon posture. Opening through that left hip. Breathing deeply. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. And from here, we're going to use our hands, tuck the back toes under, and again, send ourselves into another downward dog. Back to your downward dog, walking it out for a second, and then right heel comes down into the mat, extending the left leg back behind you. Exhale, come forward, left knee to left wrist, sending yourself into another pigeon, but on the opposite side. This time, opening the right quad, the left hip. Breathing deeply into the belly. That helps to open our hips. Maybe looking down, looking up to the sky. Breathing deeply. And then from here, instead of coming back into downward dog, we're going to send our hips over towards the right. So coming onto that right hip And then crossing, so bringing the left foot into towards your inner right thigh, then cross over your right foot onto the opposite side of the left leg. So we're in this cross-legged position with the right foot on the outside of the left thigh. From here, we're going to inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale, you can either use your left hand to reach over your right knee and reach the right hand behind you, or you can take your left elbow to your right knee and then reach behind you with your right hand. Whatever you feel is going to give you more openness in your back. Looking over towards your right shoulder, making sure that you're not cranking in your neck or bringing your shoulders up to your ears. Breathing into the belly. Centering into the last few postures we have today. And then on your next inhale, coming back to center, reaching your hands down beside you on the left side and kind of bending your elbows, finding that counter posture. And then from here, unclasping your feet and windshield wipering your knees side to side here. Opening those hips. And now to do the opposite side. So from here, bringing your right foot into your torso and then extending your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. So now your right foot's probably near your left glute and your left foot is on the outside of your right thigh. Inhaling to lengthen here. And as we do on the other side, you can either use your right hand to clasp around your right knee, or you can take your right elbow to your top of your left knee here and reach the left hand behind you. As always, breathing into the belly, into your torso. Notice how it feels different when you breathe deeply while you're in a twist, because as we breathe, our diaphragm, it expands and contracts, and that affects our spine as well. So noticing how the muscles in your back and the joints in your spine all move and change as we breathe in this posture. Looking over towards the left. Taking one last cleansing exhale, and on your inhale, coming back to center and reaching your hands over towards the right, bending into your elbows, finding that counter twist. And then from here, we're going to extend our legs out in front of us, bending into the knees and lowering all the way down onto the mat. As I always mention, while we're in a laying down position, any position where we are on our backs, notice if you are cranking in your neck so that you're looking behind you. And from here, almost tuck your chin down so that you lengthen along the back of your neck. So notice if you're cranking there. From here, we're going to extend our legs up into the air, flexing the feet and start to shake. Shaking all that stagnant energy, the blood flow coming back into your torso. It's really good for our lymphatic system, vagal tone, getting all that energy back into us for the rest of the day. Feeling into how this is, how this feels. And then dropping your knees, your feet down, bending into your knees. We're going to do a couple bridges here. So knees, hip distance apart, toes, your heels just so that your fingertips can touch them with bent knees. As we inhale, engaging through your core, lifting the low back off the mat, reaching your hands up and behind you into your bridge. As you exhale, slowly lowering it all the way down onto the mat. Inhale again, reaching your arms up and behind you into your bridge. And exhale to sigh and come back down, lowering your low back down onto the mat. One last time, inhaling, circling, reaching the arms up and behind, opening through those hips, getting that back bend, and then you exhale, slowly lowering all the way down. From here, taking your right ankle to the top of your left thigh, or to another figure 4 position. And if you can stay here, or you can clasp your hands around your left hamstring and pull in using your right elbow against your inner right thigh to open to that right glute. Breathing through your hips. Noticing how this feels in your right glute. You may want to play with the placement where you have your right ankle on your left thigh to find a deeper opening. And then we'll switch sides. So dropping the left foot down as well as the right, and then crossing your left ankle on top of your right thigh, pulling in, grabbing the back of your right thigh, pulling in using your left elbow, pushing into your left inner thigh, opening through that left hip. Trying to get a glute stretch on the left side here. Noticing how that feels. And again, if you found that you have been cranking into your neck again, find that length, tuck the chin down. Trying to find a long spine here. And then slowly lowering the right foot back down onto the mat as well as the left. And start to windshield wipe your legs side to side. Find that opening. And we'll come into our final twist of today's practice. Tucking both knees into the chest. Arms extend out to the side. Inhaling again. Notice if you crank into the neck, lengthen the spine, tuck that chin down. And as you exhale, twisting over towards the, letting your legs fall over towards the right, looking over towards your left shoulder. If you can keep your left shoulder on the mat, that is great. If not, no worries. It's all about the sensation of our twist today. Finding an opening here. Feeling how that is in your low back, your upper back. Just taking stock of how that feels. Now engaging through your core, lifting your knees back into your chest. And again, clasping here, pushing your thighs into your belly. And then as we inhale, arms come out to the side, lengthen to the neck. And exhale, legs go over towards the left. Keeping your right shoulder on the mat if you can, looking over your right shoulder. Breathing into the belly. Starting to ground into the breath. Notice as you start to take deeper and deeper breaths. As we elongate our inhales and our exhales, we help calm down our nervous system. And then using your core to pull your knees back into your chest. From here, if you'd like to take any final posture, feel free to do so. It's always about taking what feels good for your body. So if there's something your body is craving to do right now, I always encourage that you take any final posture you need. If you'd like to come into our final pose, our Shavasana, whether that be corpse pose with your legs extended out or with your knees bent, or in a child's pose or a fetal position, doing whatever is going to honor your body. Again, tucking your chin down, lengthening through your neck, and letting it all go. Taking a moment just for yourself. When you're ready, start to rock your head side to side, opening up the back of your head, noticing how it feels. And then eventually rolling over onto one side, using your hands and maybe your arms to support you. And before you rise up, let your head ragdoll so that you're using your hands to push yourself up, and the head is the very last thing that comes up as you rise all the way up into a seated position. From here, find a seated position that's comfortable for you, whatever that looks like. Inhaling to lengthen your spine, and take a big sigh out through your mouth. Before we end our practice, just take a moment here to notice how you feel, notice your heart rate. We did a bit of a body scan at the beginning of today's practice, so taking a moment to focus on how you feel and how your body feels different than it did before, or what feels the same, just taking stock of the changes. And if your eyes are already open, opening your eyes, bringing light back into your retina. Maybe placing your hands on your knees, your heart center or third eye. As always, thank yourself for taking time out in your day to focus and settle your body and mind, taking time out to honor how you feel. As always, thank you for allowing me to be your guide, to guide you through this body awareness journey that we are all on for the rest of our life. So I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Namaste.
Thank you, Dee.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome, Joy. Oh, no problem, Ophelia.
Okay. Enjoy your weekend. Okay.
You as well.
Bye.
Have a great weekend,
Okay.
everyone.